responsible to be even out of your parents' house. I think the question should be what's wrong with Singaporeans.
You marry for yourself, not for your parents, because ultimately you are responsible for your own happiness.
But that's a very European concept, isn't it?
No. I think among Asian
I don't know if...
What do you think?
Not anymore.
I don't know if it's European or not, I can only comment as Italian. So, but ultimately, with all the difficulties that you may have to do choices, and for once I made a choice difference. I informed my parents that I was married after I was married.
Wow.
And not because I am a disrespectful son, but just because I see the complication of it. Telling before, the anxiety, or how she will look like. Where is Singapore?
And the
which type of culture?
And the stopping mother said, do you have any children already?
All this type of thing. So with all the due respect to my parents, I really love them dearly. My mom moved and was living with us here in Singapore. At a certain point of time, if you are a man, you act as one.
Yeah.
And you take your own responsibility. So you don't marry for your parents, you marry for yourself. You raise your family and you give your values to your kids. So every one of us has a phase to play in the circle of life, no? When we are parents, when we are children, when we are parents, when we are grandparents. But as a parent, I will never impose my choice on my daughters. I have 2 daughters. And being Italian, I'm supposed to be even jealous. But having said that, to my kids, I wouldn't impose them, because really what I will stress to them is that they have only one thing is important in life, to be happy. They have to develop relation, works, friendship with this aim in mind. So they have to find the best man for themselves, not for me. I'm not going to sleep with the guy. I'm still traditional champion in this respect. But
You're still a man.
no, it's not that. It's part of their upbringing, as it is. Nothing wrong with it. But as I say, it's not for me that they have to do. It's for themselves. This, I think, is very important.
Yeah.
So in this respect, actually, they have any choice in terms of sex, in terms of values, in terms of person, nationalities, upbringing. What I want them is just to be responsible, that their happiness does not depend from Kenneth, from me, from Rosie, from you, or depend from themselves. And ultimately, they have to make the choice that makes them happy. That's it.
And I think to add to it, that I think ultimately when you marry, you just got to make sure that whoever you marry must love you, must respect you. It goes both ways, you know, and I think only then can the marriage last, you know, and respect the intellectual capability of the person and the personality and so. But if the marriage is never on an even keel, it's bound, because it's a lifetime. We've lived our life. We're not going to tell our children to live their life the way we want. You know, they have to live their life. They have one chance in life, and they should be able. And I think among all of us here who have children, and we hope that maybe with them, there's no more racism.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
we've broken the taboo, so whether you want to call it one, but with them, they can't say, I like this, I don't like that. I say, hello, look at you, you are half. What do you want to say, you know? So
I think it doesn't matter where you come from. I think at the end of the day, it's a care for the other. And there is let me illustrate the ultimate care that Sheila has shown for me is to tell me in front of witnesses that if I were to lose,
Are you going to embarrass her?
That if I were to lose enough weight, because she cares for my for the condition of my heart, that I'm entitled to have a girlfriend.
And you believe that.
And I'm holding her to that. I'm not doing enough work. I'm not doing enough work to reduce this.
Sheila can say that knowing full well that it's never going to happen. So, okay, hasn't worked in 30 years, so hey.
Okay, I think it's time to wrap up, but I think that we've tried to examine tonight whether in fact foreign men make better husbands. It seems a difficult question to answer, and probably a question that cannot be answered because there are too many variables. And it also begs the question whether Singaporean women make better wives. In the end, it does not really matter. What matters is what Rosie mentioned, that the marriage has to be on even keel. You have to have two partners that are able to work together and to love and respect each other. Not necessarily equally, because sometimes there are marriages where you have a dominant wife and a submissive husband. That works. That's even keel too, or the other way
What
around.
the couple expects, what is an even
Isn't
keel?
it true?
You know?
But perhaps the most important ingredient of all is that you must have the ability to enjoy being together, to be able to laugh with each other, and to want to continue to live with one another. Can I also mention that if I counted how many years have you been married?
31.
Moragan.
31.
31. How about you, Roberto and Rosie?
28.
28.
33.
33. So now we have a total of over 9 decades, and these are all mixed marriages, and it's a testimony to the fact that whether it is a foreigner or a local person, I think a marriage doesn't depend on race, it depends on the relationship and the respect for one another. Good night.